You know, maybe I should just request guardianship by way of the D.C. courts of Joe Biden, citing, cognitive decline, abuse, neglect, endangerment, and exploitation. Elder abuse. Maybe I should just go ahead and file that. Anyhow, the actions of liberal politicians in Washington have created a desperate need and unique opportunity for conservatives to start undoing the damage the left has done over just 3.5 years, and maybe dating back to 2009 when Barack Obama took office. Time to build a better country for all Americans next year, 2025. It's not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we're going to rescue the country truly from the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people in place. And that starts with the election in November. And that's also where Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation comes into play, which is a presidential transition project. It's not something that Donald Trump did. It's not something that the conservatives did, except at the Heritage Foundation. You see, the left has been fear-mongering and manipulating voters into believing a false narrative about Project 2025, saying things like Project 2025 will destroy America, and that former President Donald Trump is behind it, and so on and so forth. Well, it's a lot of lies, manipulation. It's even dirty for the left. In fact, here with me to respond to the ridiculous rumors and misinformation, yes, misinformation and disinformation, and to clarify the intentions of Project 2025 is the co-editor for The Mandate for Leadership, The Conservative Promise, and the Margaret Thatcher Fellow at Heritage Foundation, Steve Groves. Steve, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I was just looking at this, and it was on Twitter from Joe Biden's official account, saying all sorts of things that, Donald Trump will demand an absolute all-out ban on abortion nationwide immediately in 2025. That there'll be every single person in this country that's here from another country will be evicted from this country, thrown out, mass deportation, no exceptions, and all of these things. That he will decide that there's no abortion pills available to anyone ever, and all of these things that are in there. None of that's true, by the way. None of it's true. So let's start with what it is, then we'll get to what it is not. Let's start with what it is, Steve. What is Project 2025?
Well, it's just a coalition of conservative organizations led by the Heritage Foundation. There's 110 conservative organizations from around the country who have come together to make policy recommendations and personnel recommendations to President Trump. It is not President Trump's project. President Trump will set the policy priorities when he is reelected as president in November. The project is merely there to assist the president, to support his efforts, and to recommend conservative personnel that will help him implement his policy agenda and overcome the objections and obstacles set out by the deep state. As you say,
so,
yeah.
Well, let me point something out here. I went and found that, and this is from Joe Biden's official account less than 2 hours ago on X or Twitter, if you so prefer. Trump reveals new details of Project 2025. Trump says he wants to let states monitor women's pregnancies. Trump says he supports states throwing women in jail if they get an abortion. Trump says he might ban abortion medication nationwide if he wins, and so on. So on the topic of abortion, what is laid out in your initiative?
Well, as you might guess, none of those things. The initiative is for certain pro-life in its policy recommendations, but the initiative will line up with what the president wants to do. We only make recommendations, none of which are the ones that the left is accusing us of making on the life issue or on all the other issues. But you can see they can't lay a glove on Trump. All of the court cases and convictions, all those things they thought would sink his candidacy haven't worked. So what they have to do is continue to lie, up to and including President Biden lying about Project 2025 and what it says, and then lying and saying that it's President Trump's project when it's not. It's a project of 110 conservative organizations. So it's just a string of lies.
So give me a couple of specifics here. Let's get some specifics here of what is true. What does Project 2025 say about the border?
The border, our views on the border are very much in line with President Trump's. The border needs to be secure and needs to be shut down. You do not have sovereignty as a nation if you do not control who enters your country and under what circumstances. So the policy book, and it's all here. It's not like it's a conspiracy. It's all here in the book that you can come and get online for free. Everything that the project says about the border is in that book that you mentioned, The Mandate for Leadership. And so it's increased presence at the border, more officers, stricter rules on asylum. We're not saying anything irrational, and we're saying something that something like 80% of the country would agree with, is that you need to control your border and control immigration.
All right, so let's, okay, there's one. What does it say about the economy, Bidenomics, the printing of money?
Well, on the economy, we can see what not to do by looking at what President Biden has done for these last years. The Inflation Reduction Act has done nothing but increase the national debt and not lower inflation back to the levels that it was at during President Trump's time. So as conservatives, we think that the economy and things like inflation are dealt with by having the government keep its hands off of the economy for almost the whole part. You don't want the federal government getting involved in picking winners and losers in the economy.
Right, that makes sense.
Not picking winners and losers when it comes to energy, whether it's clean energy, whether it's oil and gas. If we stay out of it and allow the economy to do its job, that's how an economy works, and that's what's good for the American people.
That's right.
And the project
Two
is
more
in
things I
line
want to get
with
to real
President
quickly.
Trump.
Yeah, I want to get to two things real quickly. We don't have a lot of time on either one, so some quick answers here. Okay. Agencies of the federal government and overregulation. Do you weigh in on that?
Of course we do. We just got a great victory from the Supreme Court that we didn't know that we were going to get when they overruled the Chevron deference case. Yeah, it's fantastic development and something that we'll be able to build on when Trump is reelected.
And the last thing that really has liberal heads exploding, and I could not possibly agree more, what is the fate of the Department of Education with your mandate?
Well, on this, they actually get it right in their memes and in their social media. They say Project 2025 wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Well, you're dead right about that.
That's true.
And so we are putting together that plan. We're putting together that implementation plan that we're going to recommend to the president. We think that he will be inclined and hope that he's inclined to reduce the Department of Education and ultimately dissolve it. And I think that's going to be best. Yeah. And that's
it'd be
in
best
the best
for
interest of the kids.
Well,
yeah.
It was put in by Jimmy Carter. We spent billions of dollars and gotten almost nothing on the investment. That's for sure. Steve Groves from the Heritage Foundation.
The kids are off. They're worse off now than they were when the department was created.
100% true. Steve Groves, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.